Hello everyone, this is Taylor Edrington with Royal Gorge Anglers in Canyon City, Colorado, the oldest fly shop and fly fishing guide service and only Orvis endorsed outfitter on the Arkansas River Basin. Thanks so much for viewing today and welcome to springtime. How exciting. Really, this winter couldn't have gone by faster and obviously, it is the spring in the Rocky Mountains, so we probably got a few little weather systems left here in the month of March and potentially even April. But as of right now, I think the high today on March 6th is going to be nearly 70 degrees in Canyon City, 60 in Salida and Bighorn Canyon. So we're really excited about what's in store this spring. Obviously springtime is a large focal point here on the Arkansas River Basin, whether you're fishing the freestone, the tailwater. There are a number of reasons, but why that is. But, really, it's all driven by water temperature and bug activity. We will see here over the course of the next few weeks, water temperature go from the mid to upper 30s to the mid 40s, and consistently. And so that, not only drives the stonefly activity, which is kind of what we're seeing now, and will be for the next few weeks. But then in, maybe the second, third week of March, heavy BWO activity throughout the life cycle. And then, of course, as we get into April, we're looking at water temps near 50 degrees into the mid 50s, and then our caddis activity. So, really exciting few months, and we're really so excited to be able to help you as you come down from wherever home is to enjoy the Arkansas Basin. Whether you head upstream towards the headwater, fish maybe Browns Canyon, check that out. Bighorn Canyon, which is obviously our focal point. Or the Arkansas tailwater, which is, we're there every day guiding trips and just, catching very nice fish down there and have been all winter. So, let's kind of talk a little bit about current conditions on the Arkansas Freestone. We just saw releases reduced out of Twin Lakes, and so now overall flow at the Wellsville gauge is right around 350 CFS. We typically do that around the 1st of March or middle of March for brown trout fry emergence and rainbow trout spawning on the watershed. It also coincided this year that Lake Pueblo is very full and so can't really take a whole lot more water as far as moving Pueblo-owned water downstream. And so, every year we kind of coordinate things that way to where releases can be reduced upstream based on water calls downstream. And so, that's kind of where we're at right now. We should see flows maintain in that range, probably anywhere from 300 to 400 in Bighorn Canyon. Obviously less than that as you move upstream. Granite gauge will probably show, 200s to 250 CFS as we move through the month of March. We've already talked about water temperature, kind of how that works, but with lower water, obviously, and warmer days, we see a larger temperature swing daily. So it may, if we come down near freezing overnight, may come on down into the upper 30s, the water temp will. And then, if we see those higher daytime highs, we're going to see that temperature swing up higher, typically with lower water. And that just kind of makes sense how that works. Should see, mid 40s here pretty quickly as long as weather kind of maintains a little bit. We, of course, expect to see one or two more small snowstorms, maybe a large one, who knows. But the long-term forecast as of right now on March 6th is for extremely warm temperatures and really very, very little precipitation over the next few weeks. So that's kind of a snapshot as to what the conditions are on the Arkansas Freestone, and also kind of what to expect. Obviously if we get, a lot more snow, we will probably see a little bit more release, just depending on what our water engineers figure out on the upper end of the basin. But we do expect for that March and early April time period, at least for the brown trout fry emergence and rainbow trout spawning, to see those flows kind of where we discussed, right in that 300 to 400 range, most likely. Okay. So as far as bugs are concerned, we kind of talked about, what to expect. BWO's upcoming, and we should have very, very heavy BWO activity on the basin, pretty widespread, by the middle of March. Usually we always say St. Patrick's Day, it's a great time to come fish the BWO hatch, depending on weather. Obviously BWOs, as far as hatching is concerned, love those overcast conditions. So we really want to look for cloud cover and a little bit cooler conditions, as long as water temperature is kind of consistent, to see those big blowout BWO hatches. But on a daily basis, we will see BWO activity throughout the life cycle. So your nymph, your emerger, your dry. Okay. Stonefly molt activity is ongoing and will be through the month of March. We really kind of saw a little bit of a delayed start to the stonefly molt. It's really kind of starting now. We're seeing fish react to stoneflies more. Crane flies are definitely, in the larva stage, which is the nymph stage, heavy in the water column, and fish are definitely reacting to crane fly larvae. And of course, your free swimming caddis are very, very active throughout the spring. And don't forget your Brachycentrus occidentalis, your case caddis. We are fishing those smaller caddis larvae. And then kind of just a little bit of a hangover from the winter. We're seeing continuation of midge activity. So anyways, that's kind of the bugs we're looking at. And so let's kind of take a peek at some specific patterns that, our guides like and have been productive with, here for the last week or so, and will be productive with as we move through the month of March. And this is taking a very overall snapshot of the month of March, within the categories that we've previously discussed, for our bug populations. Okay, folks, so we're back for a look at specific patterns that would be in our guides boxes here for the month of March. And we've already kind of discussed the general, bug population and what's active during this time period. So let's kind of take a sneak peek at, what we would be tying on here as we progress through the month of March. I would say that here early in the month of March, we're really, really keying on subsurface activity, a lot of activity around the substrate on the riverbed. And so specifically here the last week or so, but continuing through the month of March, we will see heavy activity on crane fly larvae, on stonefly nymphs, and that's our first row here. So when we look at this here, here's, our guides are definitely heavy into Euro nymphing. It's so productive on this river, tight line nymphing, contact nymphing, whatever you want to call it. And in basic concept, there is no indicator. We're tight to the fly. And so for our point fly, or if you were to use an indicator rig for our lead fly, within the crane fly category, this is a Mocheck jig, and this is our kind of a tan representation in the crane fly larva category. This is our CZ crane, more of an olive representation in the crane fly category. Moving into the stonefly nymph category, we've got the 2-bit stone, which is Charlie Craven's fly, excellent pattern, and very true to the bug, very close representation to that actual bug. And then, we've got a true attractor. This is Frank Smether's Stone Bomb, fishing that in a size 14 and 12 mostly. Jig style fly here. This is a biot stone in our jig, and so a good Euro nymphing fly. Tungstone has continues to always be one of our best producers in that more golden color, as those stone flies molt, going from light to dark. Your tongue teaser, an excellent darker representation for those stone fly nymphs there. And then just a good attractor to dead drift is Landon Mayer's mini leech on a jig. Good just dead drift fly in olive and black. We talked about the crane fly larva, but also in the month of March, we can see pretty heavy occurrences of crane fly hatches. And so this is a Keller's crane. We sell 3 or 4 different types of crane fly dries, and that's an excellent one. Again, just kind of a hangover from the winter, we do want to focus on our midge larva. This is a tungsten tube midge, kind of a generic red midge larva. You've got Charlie Craven's new 2-bit midge, excellent fly. In the brown coloration, Juan Ramirez, his flux capacitor, just great segmentation, great pattern there. In kind of a midge emerger, what we call a midge pupa, this is Matt McCannell's Massacre midge, a newer pattern, just excellent fly. This is great, just standard CDC midge pupa, and always want something like this in your box to fish in the film if fish are in that 6 inches to the surface. And this is Theo Annis, his melting pot midge, which is a great midge adult. Also can be drowned a little bit and fished under the surface. Okay, now kind of moving into the BWO category, we've got Juan Ramirez's split back Slim Shady. That's got 2 tungsten beads, and that's the BWO color there, kind of a light olive. We've got a 2-bit hooker in black, just a standby here on this river. You've got Frenchie, and I've got two different versions. I've got just kind of a standard Frenchie, and then I've got a jig style Frenchie, which can be fished as a point fly in a Euro nymph rig. Another great BWO representation, the Iron Lotus, which is a popular Euro nymphing fly also, and there's the jig version. Perdigon, kind of specifically Euro nymphing fly, but can be fished, of course, on a Western nymph rig. That's your standard Perdigon on a jig. And here's a bit smaller Perdigon, and tied on a competition hook with a down eye instead of a jig. In our BWO emerger category, really just such an important phase of the life cycle. Here's your loopwing BWO, and then one of our favorites here, the batwing. Okay, those two just need to be in your box if you're coming here in March. Right here we've got a Rocky Mountain Mint, size 16 and 18. We're fishing larger BWOs in the spring, so that's a great one. A little bit of a flashy body, good attractor. And then more of a true kind of exact replication of that BWO is the Iwanodon, kind of an extended body fly. Okay. Then your free swimming caddis larva. So don't forget your caddis larva during this time period. They fish very well as we move into the month of April. So for the entire month of March, rubber leg chartreuse copper john's great, size 14 or 16. This is a tube style caddis larva, just really true to form, excellent replication of the exact bug. Okay. This is your standard just caddis larva, beadhead caddis larva. Fishes so well. I would say 14, 16, 18 in this guy should be in your box. Then we've got a juju, midge, and chartreuse. And you notice I say midge, but we fished this for a caddis larva in the chartreuse color, and size 16 or 18 on that guy for just a little bit slider profile. Okay. Don't forget streamers as water temperatures warm up, and especially because the brown trout fry emergence is going on. Let's start there. This is Rick Takahashi's mini minnow. That's kind of what that brown trout fry looks like. Good to be a trailer off a larger streamer. This is Kelly Gallup's Barely Legal with a fish skull, just a beautiful pattern. We love olive and yellow or black and yellow in the early spring. And don't be afraid to throw big, especially if you really want to cover some water. Throw a big streamer out there and swing a big streamer. Another one that we love is a hot cone slump buster, like this in the purple, like we see here. We like it in black and natural. Okay, so that's an overall look at kind of what a guides box would look like here at Royal Gorge Anglers in the month of March. Okay, so hopefully a look at those fly patterns will set you in the right direction on at least some ideas for the early spring, kind of March and first few weeks of April. Obviously, focal points will be the blue-winged olive life cycle as we kind of progress through March, and we've obviously got our stonefly molt activity going on, and continuation of midge activity throughout the life cycle. If you have any questions on rigging, just give us a shout or stop in the fly shop. You can call us anytime at 888-994-6743. And one last bit of information. We hope you will join us on Saturday, March 21st as we celebrate our 30th anniversary in business, and this is usually our Arkansas River Fly Fishing Festival weekend, where we do giant in-store sales, seminars, and streamside clinics. Really looking forward to this event on March 21st. We will have some incredible talent here from the industry, including Pat Dorsey, Greg Garcia, and Ty Clifton as headliners, and then all of our brand reps will be here as well. We do have a few spots left in some of our streamside clinics, and so check those out online. Those were released about a week ago or early this week. Most of those spots are booked up, but there is some availability for those streamside clinics, which are awesome. Just a really low cost entry to get some great instruction on specific techniques. And then we'll have some incredible in-store seminars and classes along with, like I said, incredible promotions, 20% off store-wide on any one item. So if there's something big you've been saving up for, that's a great promotion. And then many, many others. We'll have literally thousands of dollars of door prizes. So for each $50, you get a ticket to get in for those drawings at the end of the day. We'll have a happy hour, in the afternoon, and then beer all day long provided by Boulder Boat Works. And we'll have some incredible, other, things going on to take advantage of. Casting lane open all day, so on and so forth. So if you have any questions about that great fly fishing festival we have every year, but of course, this year a big one with our 30th anniversary, do give us a call at 888-994-6743, extension 1 for the fly shop, or send us an email at info@royalgorgeanglers.com. If you have any questions about how to approach the springtime, again, call us or email us or stop in the fly shop on your way up the river. We'd be happy to show you these patterns, how to rig them, and all of that jazz. We also have a great chat line on our website, so take advantage of that during business hours. Don't even have to call us. You can just shoot us a message on our chat line at royalgorgeanglers.com. Again, thanks so much for viewing. Enjoy this early spring fishing. We hope to see you in the fly shop and on the water.